The action is on the air. The Reverend Dr. Al Sharpton is in the house and getting ready to come to you. We're so pleased that you are with us on this Saturday morning, because when you hear the cry of no justice, no peace, you know this is where the action is. Our president and founder is the Reverend Dr. Al Sharpton. Chairman of our board is the Reverend Dr. W. Franklin Richardson, senior pastor of Grace Baptist Church in Mount Vernon, New York. I'm Attorney Michael Hardy. Will be with you throughout the broadcast this morning. We are so pleased to have today for our inspirational word segment the Reverend Lawrence Akers, senior pastor of the historic Cornerstone Baptist Church in the great borough of Brooklyn. Of course, if it's Saturday, our dear sister, leader of all things here at the House of Justice and coordinator with the Reverend Dr. Al Sharpton, special liaison, she'll be here to ask you what's on your mind. That's right. She wants to know what you're thinking about, and there's so much going on around the world, across the country, in your own neighborhood, in your own home, that there must be something on your mind that you want to share with Katrina Jefferson. Of course, if it's Saturday, our musical director, Minister Tyrone Richardson, is in the house, and we are going to be so pleased today because we will also have with us today the cast of the Selma musical. And of course, the Reverend Dr. Al Sharpton. So you want to call somebody, tell them the action is on the air. The Reverend Dr. Al Sharpton is in the house and getting ready to come to you. We, of course, wish everyone a very happy Father's Day weekend and a Juneteenth weekend. We also remind everyone that on the NAN Youth Huddle will join a special Juneteenth celebration for strategy for Black lives in the Riverbank State Park on Monday, June 19th, beginning at 2 p.m. So spread the word and get into the action with our youngest and brightest dreamers of today and leaders of tomorrow. For more information on the Youth Huddle experience, you can call 877-626-4651 or email nanyouthhuddle, all spelled out, at gmail.com. Today, Saturday, 5 p.m. Tomorrow, Sunday, 5 p.m. You want to make sure that you are tuning in to MSNBC's Politics Nation with Al Sharpton. That is today, Saturday, 5 p.m. Tomorrow, Sunday, 5 p.m. You want to tune in to MSNBC's Politics Nation with Al Sharpton. But right now, brothers and sisters, Dr. Alvin Ponder is here. He's the vice president of the New York City chapter, and he's going to come and give you some additional information. Let's give him a welcome.
Thank you, Attorney Hardy. Good morning, brothers and sisters, listeners and viewers, and thank you for tuning in to another Saturday Action Rally with the National Action Network. Here's some information to keep you in the know. Funeral for A.J. Owens. On Monday, Reverend Sharpton was in Ocala, Florida, delivering the eulogy for G.K. A.J. Owens, the 35-year-old mother of 4 who was shot to death by a white neighbor in front of her 2 children. The alleged killer has a long history of yelling at children, using racial slurs, and on the day of the shooting, she reportedly threw a roller skate at one of the kids and swung an umbrella at them. Owens knocked on this neighbor's door and was shot through the closed door and killed. Reverend Sharpton reminded everyone that if the situation had been reversed, she would have been arrested that night. Not days later, as the white shooter was, he called out the systemic flaws of our judicial system and consoled Owens' loved ones. National Action Network covered the funeral expenses for the funeral for the family during this very difficult moment. At the funeral, Reverend Sharpton also emphatically called out the silence and hypocrisy of Governor Ron DeSantis in the wake of this tragic and horrific incident. NAN will continue to stand with the family to ensure that they receive justice. Expanding the Supreme Court. Reverend Sharpton traveled to Chapel Hill, North Carolina this week to join Martin Luther King III and his wife, Andrea Waters King, as they collectively called for an expansion of the Supreme Court. As the nation's highest court has already rolled back abortion rights and has set the rule on affirmative action cases, they will likely end the use of race as a factor in college admissions. Expanding the court is a high priority for protecting our civil rights. Reverend Sharpton and Martin Luther King III spoke in front of the Chapel Hill 9 marker, which honors the 9 high school students who held a sit-in at the whites-only Colonial Drugstore in 1960. As their actions sparked civil rights activism then, we must take action now to prevent a court that does not represent the will of the majority, from stripping away those very rights. Their press conference was part of the Just Majority campaign, which pushes for a fair, ethical court achieved by adding justices. During today's action rally, we will welcome elected officials and advocates, including U.S. Representative Adriano Espaillat and New York City Public Advocate Jumaane Williams for a press conference calling for reforms to the Supreme Court. They will be joined by former Planned Parenthood President Cecile Richards, New York State Senate Judiciary Committee Chair Brad Holman Siegel, Senator Jessica Ramos, and Representative Latrice Walker. The continuation march. As August fast approaches, National Action Network has been busy strategizing and preparing for the 60th anniversary of Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s historic March on Washington. This year's momentous march won't be a commemoration, but rather a continuation of his fight for voting rights, equality, social justice, and so much more. National Action Network and the Drum Major Institute will sponsor the continuation march on Washington in the nation's capital on August 26th this year. The March on Washington will focus on protecting and preserving voting rights, criminal justice reform, including police reform and mass incarceration, and calling for federal hate crime legislation to protect communities and hate crimes. We will convene at 11 a.m. on August 26th in front of the Lincoln Memorial. For more information and to sign up for a free bus, please visit www.nationalactionnetwork.net. Live stream at www.nationalactionnetwork.net and also live on Facebook at The National Action Network. If this is your first time joining us or if you're not a member of NAN, we welcome you to NAN and invite you to join us and get into the action today. For more information and to join, you may visit again www.nationalactionnetwork.net or call 877-626 59769. Welcome.
All right. Katrina Jefferson, she's the all things here at the House of Justice Special Liaison. What's on your mind? Good morning, Katrina.
Well, good morning to you, Attorney Hardy, and good morning to each and every one of you who are here live here at the House of Justice. To those that are watching by way of www.nationalactionnetwork.com. Be 1190 a.m. Welcome to another weekend's brief conversation. Your mind, were you the people sharing your thoughts, your viewpoints? You know, maybe it's something you over something on the news that you just absolutely. Guess what? This hours a day at What's on Your Mind at nationalactionnetwork.net. Again, that email address is What's on Your Mind at nationalactionnetwork.net, or you can call us at 877-626-4651. Friday morning, join us here. Tell the people where you're from, and in 30 seconds.
Good day, everybody, and God bless everybody. My name is Sister Reverend Word. I'm from Heaven, born in Harlem. I'm a National Action Network lifetime member, and I have on my mind Bible scriptures. Of course, Christ Jesus, the Son of God, and encourages all men to be fathers to whomever they're nearby. We also know that Christ Jesus supported democracy, so I invite everyone to really celebrate Juneteenth. Local, state, and federal.
Give us your name, let us know where you're from, and briefly share with us.
I'm Sandra and Simpson. What's on? Stand. I pray for that young lady that got shot down there where Reverend Al Sharpton did her funeral. But we have to know the enemy do not care. And happy Father's Day to all fathers.
Thank you so much for sharing. What's on your mind?
New York. I was the eyewitness to the Stonewall Rebellion. Everybody, we celebrate Gay Pride. I wear this banner the whole month of June. So happy Father's Day to everybody. Happy Father's Day to my father. Gayest great grandmother out the closet.
Good morning. Come forward, my sister. Give us your name, let us know where you're from, and briefly share with us what's on your mind.
Good morning. I'm Winnie. 4 days ago, Wednesday, there's a community in their body parts are very effective in voodoo. Here also, African Americans also, the people with albinism, discrimination against, they are not one. Juneteenth.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing. Come on. What's on your mind?
My name is Chaplain Sandra Mitchell. I'm the chairperson. June 5th, we had all board. You were created to protect us against greedy landlords, and now it seems like you are working against us. So we gave high.
All right, rent is too high across the country. And lastly, we're going to close it out today. If you are in the New York City area, for most boroughs, early Pride Month, and today is, we're celebrating Father's Day weekend, of course, but the NAM Political Action Committee will be meeting the fourth Saturday of the month, which is Saturday, June 24th, to discuss reparations, and they'll have a guest speaker, and they're also to discuss voter registration. Keep in mind, if you intend to vote this election cycle, today, if you are here in New York, is the deadline for voter registration. Make your voice heard, and also has ranked choice vote. Since the last time you vote, we'll make sure to have some info on our resource table. And if you are listening to us and you need the info, 776-2646-5 and 1. That concludes this weekend's conversation of What's on Your Mind. Keep in mind, please, everything that you heard here was simply the thoughts and the viewpoints of the contributors and do not reflect those of the National Action Network directly. And you can interact with us 24 on your mind at nationalactionnetwork.net. Again, that email address is what's on your mind at nationalactionnetwork.net, or you may call 651. Back to you, Attorney Hardy.
All right, thank you, Katrina Jefferson, for What's on Your Mind. Thank you. Musical director, Minister Tyrone Richardson, the Nan Change Ensemble.
Well, you've been running for. You better make up your mind. It's getting late. In the evening. The sun is going down. The sun is going. On the north side.